bravery, so we're going to go and try this one more time. As you may know me, I am Daniel, or you may also know me as Xanaris, the Dungeon Master of the Legion game that we play every Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern Time.
I don't think fire does much damage. It's did 38 to her just now. Oh, she just knocked over that tree! What? That's pretty epic. No wonder she could break our fossil. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. She's a strong, independent dragon lady.
It's the strongest thing on this mountain. Odin really doesn't like you.
Mother of... I don't know. What would be a Viking way to make an insult? You, Scourge. Yeah, you coward. You scourge at the bottom of my boot.
Maha's gonna look and be like, be happy you have hands.
Oh god!
I thought even Wolver's like, yeah.
Maha's literally just thinking of Eric and like how sorry he feels.
Oh my gosh.
But yes,
I would
like unintentional intimidation.
extreme intimidation.
You see, he just kind of holds the knife for a second. I want me hands and don't. He just starts to walk. He literally just walks in between the both of you. Get out of my way! Out of my way! And he just goes and starts walking down. Just like, if I see you again, I'll kill you. You hear me?
You want some of this action?
He's like, yeah. You're lucky I ran out of stamina. You'd be dead. You watch out. When I get stamina, everyone's gonna be real sad they ran into me.
Catch my breath.
When I catch my breath, you're getting your ass kicked. Well...
Welcome back, everyone. And tonight we are playing Legion. And frankly, I don't give a fork. I am your dungeon master, as you know me as Xanaris. And if you've been in our Discord, which I hope that you have, you may know me as Daniel. And here are some of our intrepid players. Not everybody. Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
So, as you do know, if you've been following, the party has separated. And we have team... What are you calling yourselves, by the way?
Darkness.
Team Darkness, yes. Team
I'm glad
Darkness
you had that ready because I totally lost it.
has made their way down into the Underdark, but there are a few things to go into before we go into that. I know that you don't see Madam Editor at the moment, but I do believe that she's there. Madam Editor, can you speak?
Oh, hello there.
Do you want to go and tell everybody about all the fantastic things that we have on Frankly I Don't Give a Fuck before we begin?
Absolutely. So every other Monday, our Vampire Masquerade, 7 p.m. Eastern, and then we also have our Discord exclusive DM'd by Miguel, which is on up this Monday at 7 p.m. Tonight. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm making with myself. On Thursdays, of course, we have that is at 8 p.m. Give a round of applause for our time today. Yay! And Fridays we do Watch Us Die, and coming soon, we'll be having our Crossword camp starting on Fridays. The Discord has spoken, the vote tallies are in. We'll be starting that soon after the holiday season. And then on Saturdays, we have floating segments around. We have back soon where friends can for a plethora of different voice actors. And then on Sundays, buckle down for this Sunday because it's a 4 weeks of something wicked. Daniel, you tell them about this?
As some of you know, something wicked, we usually talk about the dark things, the terrible things, killings and things of that nature. But in this month of Christmas and in the holiday month of December, we have decided to talk about some of the nicer things. Last Saturday, we spoke about Santa School, created by one of the most famous Santas, a gentleman by the name of Charles Howard. And for the next few weeks, we are going to continue to go and speak about things at the holidays, little events. We also have other people that are going to be coming in. We have Grim that's going to be doing an episode, Francisco that's going to be doing an episode, and I'll be wrapping it up for the new year with one episode of Something Wicked. And I promise you, as soon as we're done with the good things, I have something absolutely positively horrific to go and talk to you about. But until then, enjoy the little bit of well-naturedness that we give you.
Also have T-Wall Plays every day where you play as yourself in virtual hats and play a plethora of different games. And also have the last Thursday of the month, which is going to be December 3rd, Thursday the 30th at 7 p.m. And we will be doing one off. And this is their Christmas special and DM'd by T-Wall. You want to tell them about that?
Yes. Oh, okay. Yes, our adventurers will be venturing into Santa's workshop to uncover the secrets of his toy manufacturing and maybe taking the jolly old man out for good.
So
there's gonna be no maybe about that. It's happening.
We're killing Santa, guys.
Oh yeah, getting in the Christmas mood. So we opened that one up to all of our Discord members. Some of the players here will participate. Some will not be there for this. So if you are interested in joining us, be sure to join our Discord where you can sign up, become a member of our D&D one-offs. The best way to help support and join the Discord server is to actually link your Twitch account. That way you don't have to pay any money. Just let Bezos pay those bucks to us, and you on a monthly basis. You can support whatever artist that you feel you've been interested in this month.
Us. Support us.
And then the other way to help support us is our Patreon account. A merchandise available, physical and digital, available for there. And we'll link all of those are in our Discord, and I'll be sure to drop a link to our Discord below. That's all I got.
You know, for a moment, I was going to try to lip sync with M, so it could sound as though I was the person speaking. But I kind of lost myself in the sauce because I forgot to get my dice. But with that being said, I now have them. So, Before we start, I'm so sorry. We haven't introduced our heroes tonight. Heroes, say hi.
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 So, who are we playing? Melanie, who are you tonight?
I am the heroic badass Lonnie. She's everybody's favorite hero.
I choked on my own spit.
And very humble.
Very humble, the most humble.
I am the most humble.
Oh,
And
the
I will
boss.
tell you all about how humble I am at the
Mm.
tavern as I tell you in great detail about my wondrous deeds.
All of the wonderful things. And Miss
Okay.
Harley, who are you tonight?
I will be playing Hilda Spitfire this evening. Infamous newlywed to Elephas.
I like that. Infamous newlywed.
Infamous newlywed.
And speaking about
Perception
newlyweds,
of nothing.
perception of nothing, only of food.
Unless it includes
Only a
food.
food. Only a food.
And with that, I believe that Hilda has a counterpart. Who is that, Miguel?
Oh, that would be me. My name is Eliphas, and I'm lucky enough to be the husband of the ever so beautiful and strong Hilda.
Aw,
I am a human
Dave.
warlock.
I see. And last but not least, our favorite datum, Leah.
Hello, I play Maha, who's Maha, the Tabaxi sorcerer.
For Maha simply is Maha.
Maha is Maha.
And tonight, I get to play all of the bad
Ah!
as our crew goes into the Underdark. To give you a little bit of knowledge, our patriots and our heroes have decided to part ways momentarily. Brother and sister, staying with Dristala to go and lead in the war effort against the tyrannical rule of Lady Feridris, the ruling body of Ilasul, and her secret police. At the same time, the other group, Group Darkness, has begun their trip down into the Underdark to find Papa 17 and to begin to unravel the mysteries of our villain at large, Prime, and the numbers. With that being said, they have separated. Our crew is now off on a carriage into the Underdark, as the others will make their way to some secret location with the rebellion. And Melanie breaking whatever she's doing over
Oh, I'm sorry.
there.
So loud.
With that being said, you have begun your trip into the Underdark on the back of a very, very large snail taxi.
Oh, is this one of those things that we saw
Mm-hmm.
everyone ride?
That is
or,
correct.
like the carriage was on.
And you begin to realize it's actually not really a carriage. It's actually its shell that it looks like if it's made out of almost molten rock that's built up and spiked out that has been carved a little bit to become a seat. You all fit very comfortably. It is very large, very slow, and very durable, but it is making its way downtown, moving fast, going slow. And
Way down in the other dark.
and as you begin your trek and you see your friends, Rory and Wilbur, depart, you begin to see the crimson peak of the Underdark, a mountain range so large underneath the very world itself that you walked on. And you begin to realize why they call them the Crimson Peak, as fluorescent mushrooms and fungi slowly caress all of the carpets and all the outside of the mountain, cascading into a crimson tide that floats from red to blue, purple. And you begin your way.
Mm. So we don't have the snail. It's them going away on the snail, right?
You're actually on the snail. They have their own little carriage that they're going on now. You've been placed on something.
Oh.
And you see that there is someone with you, little goblin, Elephas, do you have a memory of a goblin?
I do recall a goblin bringing us into the city.
You notice it's this real ugly looking thing. Not very big, a little bit smaller than Maha actually. Real hooked nose, ear kind of bit off. You notice it's got like a metal plate over its stomach.
So I'm gonna be taking you as far as I can go. We'll make you over to more or less the beginning of the Crimson Peak. And then you go down in places I don't like to venture in, so that's gonna be all you lot. But I was informed by the good lady if there was anything you needed, maybe to do a stop by a shop or something like that of the nature.
Well, if there are places that you would rather not visit, can you tell us of any particular dangers that might be present in the Underdark?
It's a fucking Underdark. Everything's a fucking danger in the Underdark.
Ah,
Oh, not
Underground
these mushrooms.
Australia.
They're edible.
Well, there's some mushrooms you can eat.
Like this one.
Like that one there, you can eat it. Not very good vitamin wise, vitamins, things like that. You don't want to eat the mushrooms that grow on the Crimson Peak. They can give you indigestion and heartburn. I will go and say that at the beginning, they're
Taking notes.
these little wolf spiders. You might want to be mindful of that. We call them wolves because they've got heads that are kind of large with large muzzles like things and arachnid like talons coming out of the mouth. And normal stuff.
Lonnie and Maha, you've actually seen these before. They're not as dangerous as they sound, but in large groups they can be an issue.
How big are they? How big are those spiders? The wolf spiders?
About the size of the goblin that you're talking to right now.
Oh, yes.
You
Maybe
see,
would be a good mount. Maha thinks, but does not say out loud.
Well,
Oh, okay.
But I would, but it's all for a little guy like me, because if you're like a little guy and all of a sudden you go and you get attacked by one of these things, they wrap you up real good and they suck the juices out of you until you're nice and dry, and then they eat you.
Well, I happen to be allergic to death, so I think we'll try to avoid those.
Oh, death kills you? Okay.
Oh,
Yes, but people do die when they are killed.
that sounds
Yes.
quite permanent, don't it? But I can if you need to go and stop by a place, there's a place within our vicinity, if you will.
So
that-
Maha would like to pull out a piece of paper that Maha's going to start documenting where we're going.
Mm.
And Maha will draw, like, I guess, the little thing. And, Maha has has pretty good memory of everything from the map they gave away. I think, who did we give it to? We gave it to number 7.
You did.
But we also have Illazul's map as well.
That
So
is correct.
we're outside of Illazul. So I'm gonna put them together and be like, Maha is ready. Where are we running into? Is there another city?
Oh, there's tons of things in the Underdark, love. You see, once you start to go down, deep in the darkness, there's people that live down there. Mushroom people. There's dwarves with skin as black as night. Things that are worse than the drow. You see, everybody's always scared of the fucking drow, but the drow ain't that bad. Because at least the drow will go and poison you. These other things will stab you in the neck and then suck out whatever comes out. But for the most part, it's actually kind of nice. Feels like home. Reminds me of my mom.
Oh.
Your mom?
Mom doesn't sound so nice.
Oh, she was an awful, awful person. She ate one of our siblings when we were growing up. It's hard to live down here in the Underdark.
Just
Makes me glad I never had one.
A mom?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know I didn't have a mom.
No, I know that. It's just sad.
Ooh.
I mean, it
Maha's
is what
just
it is, I
Guy's
guess.
like, what the fuck is a mom?
You see Gut Rot just kind of like turn to the side like, right. Well,
So that's right.
Mm.
What is down that way first? And Maha will document everything.
Well, right now we're going into the outskirts of the Underdark. We like to go and call this the Ghost.
The ghost.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
spooky.
Well, you see, the Underdark's so goddamn big. It's got so little climate in it, so you start to get kind of foggy as you start to get into the outskirts. It's one of the bigger things, one of the defensive measures that Ilasulas use, and for invaders and things of that such.
Ooh, what is it? What is the ghost?
The fog, love.
The fog. Sorry, I misheard you.
Oh,
The,
but keep
the
it. But
fog is a ghost.
No, and not well.
Really?
I don't think it is. I hope not.
Is the fog sentient?
I hope not. I pee in that thing all the damn time. No, I don't think it is. I've never had to do anything.
Oh. Ooh. Well,
Well, I suppose the urine test is a good way to prove if it's sapient or not.
If you pee on something that's alive, it usually speaks up.
good.
I
would
I know
imagine
I
so.
would.
So Maha gets concerned at the word the fog and goes, so light source in fog gives us way from far away, huh?
Sort of. I would definitely go and say that, because to be honest with you, I'm not going into it. I'm just going to put you lot right on the outskirts of it, and I'm going to point you in the direction.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fun.
Whatever.
Aren't you like
Goblin
supposed to be
says.
a guide?
No.
Oh.
So,
I'm going to take you as close as I can. I'm not just going to leave you there to go get eaten by the spooky hookies inside the fog or nothing like that. I'm going to go at least get you close. Sort
very
of.
polite of you. Is these will we be running across the Mushroom People Village?
Oh, there's some place in the Underdark. I don't know what it is. I've met people. I've got a friend of mine that comes from it, but he's an outcast because they don't like people that do violence. There's like pacifisty typey, hippy dippy type things.
Now, Hilda, if we encounter these mushroom people, please resist the urge to kick them.
That one started it. Okay? All I did was end that fight.
Yes,
Quickly.
my dear. You did, and you were victorious. But we don't want to kick the pacifist mushroom people.
Well, they're not all pacifists,
Oh, they're not.
Just some. They have a warrior class amongst themselves.
You may kick the warriors if they start it.
I wouldn't do that. That'd be a mistake. They're pretty big. I call them mushrooms, but some of them are like, yeah. Some of these fuckers are like 6 feet, 7 feet, 8 feet, goddamn fucking tall, built like tree trunk.
Oh, I assumed they were all about the size of your friend.
You don't live in the Underdark, my love, unless you're ready to do it. So it's one of those things, really.
Oh.
Do what?
Do what?
He's
That
saying
was
that
my
everything in
question.
the Underdark can kill you.
Oh,
She gets
that's
it.
fine.
Yep. Yes.
I can kill things back.
That's why you don't go unless you're prepared.
You see, I'm actually quite interested to go and see just how far you lot make it. Where the fuck are you headed, by the way? Not that you need to tell me, because that might be a little bit too much information. I've been told that you are part of the rebellion leading on a secret mission to go and stop another force. So I'm just going to go keep my lips shut.
Oh, it sounds like you know nothing about it at all. Actually, sounds like you know more about it than I do.
It's a possibility. People
Oh.
talk. Not saying that I'm a spy or anything like that, or that I've been captured by their fingers and tortured and had my toenails ripped out and then made into some type of saboteur.
Maha's
See,
gonna
when you
look
say it
directly
like
at his
that,
knee.
it kind of makes me think like that has happened.
Are you sure?
So are we there yet, driver?
Oh, no, I've been tortured, all right.
You see that he knocks on his metal stomach.
Oh, by who?
Long story that. We don't want to go and talk. Go and lower down the vibe. I feel like we're all in a pretty good mood right now. Yeah.
Maha is going to very discreetly be dropping mushrooms upside down on the floor as we go,
Sounds good.
making like a little trail.
The Hansel and Gretel trail.
Maha just looks like they're just like kind of fiddling and just dropping stuff, but it's really a trail.
So, my lord and lady, she has asked me to leave you with something.
You see that hours pass. As a matter of fact, as hours do pass, there comes to a moment that Gudrug gets a little quiet. And he just kind of stays there, guiding. And you begin to see lake, small underground rivers, and the populace of Ilasul, this sprawling city, becomes very quiet as you begin to get closer to the ghost. Little inklings of fog, but you don't see it just yet. But as the hours pass, you talk amongst
Yes.
So I believe that we have not properly introduced ourselves.
On that subject, at a game, did anyone take their potions to turn back into their usual selves, or are we all
I thought
still
we
looking
had
like
all.
drow?
I'll say that you've all
We
been given your
didn't
potion.
say or not at the end of the game.
I would say that after we're a good distance away from the city, I would turn back
So maybe in
into
this
my normal self.
conversation we can turn it into ourselves.
So you guys see a beautiful, tall, muscular drow woman become a small, pale, tiny man. Human.
Well, they haven't seen the real Elephas yet, have they?
No.
Lonnie
And you
says
see
a
him
drow.
wearing this huge, oversized, like cloak, green cloak. And he's like, "Oh well, this is me,
Oh,
my dear. Would you like to join us in your true skin?"
Drum rolls as she just takes off her mustache. Ha
No,
Now-
your
now
skin
you-
color had to change too, right?
Yeah, my
Yours-
skin
yours-
color also changed, yes.
My dear, now you back into your human skin now.
Okay, so yeah, normal, like normal human skin, and then yellow and red hair. Just kind of
So
like
I've posted in the
swept out.
chat a link to a picture of me and Hilda, what we look like.
Hilda and I.
Hilda and I, Hilda and myself,
To
Hilda and
any-
Elephas.
to anyone who was paying attention, you did see Lonnie take one of the vials of the cure and put it in her pocket, but she didn't actually take it. And now that all of you are taking your cures and turning back, she just sits there.
Oh, you don't
Rude.
wait. You don't do yours.
I'm not gonna take mine yet. So she just sits there. She looks like a drow and has I think I said she has very long white hair and red eyes.
Oh, so Maza is a Bishonen drow. He is like a male and is beautiful in like a frumpy cloak and a cricket hat with wide eyes and forgets where his ears are. So, but Maza looks at you two and looks at Hilda and is like, "Oh, you are not a man? And then looks at Elephant and is like, "Oh,
Elephas.
Maza,
Elephas.
I love
Maza,
you so much, Leo.
Maza likes Elephas better this
Thank
way."
you.
And then looks
Really?
over at Lonnie and is like, "Are we being rude?"
So I take it that you are also not drow.
I don't think so.
Oh,
You
Are
don't
we being
think
rude?
you're the part? You
Maza
don't
has
think you're part
perfect
drow?
drow accent in Undercommon.
What was that?
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, you go ahead.
No, you said something about Undercommon, and I just didn't hear the entire thing.
I didn't hear it either.
Oh, I said, Maza has perfect undercommon Azul accent. Yes.
Are you saying this in Undercommon?
See, and then I'll start speaking like Maha, but in undercommon with the same accent.
I
Does Maha
respond to
actually
you.
have a
I
perfect
respond to you
Azul?
in undercommon. Oh, that is a very nice accent you have there, Maha. I also speak undercommon.
Hilda also speaks Undercommon.
I'm glad we all speak Undercommon.
Good.
You hear
Lonnie's
Gudrun.
undercommon
I don't
sounds
speak whatever the
multilingual
fuck
group.
that is, so I don't understand a word you're saying. So if you want to keep it secret, you can keep doing it.
Lonnie's Undercommon sounds very textbook. It sounds like it's perfect, but it's like she learned it from a book and not like she learned it from speaking it. So
You're-
it's maybe a little over formal.
Maza just learned by being in the city and speaking like Maza speaks anyway, and just learns undercommon. But
Elephas is a huge nerd and just spent his days in the books.
So your Undercommon sounds like
Hilda?
Lonnie's Undercommon.
Hilda, like Lonnie, speaks it very formally, like she learned it out of a book.
oh, so I have the most experience.
You have the most
Well,
authentic
You are the
experience.
most practiced, but we are the most learned.
Maza does not understand grammar, so but
Yeah,
Maza is going to look at Lonnie and be like, should Lonnie and Maha change?
You may if you want to.
I mean, it's
Okay.
pretty
I think-
clear
And then
that
I change
you're.
back. And I shrink and grow fur on my face, and my eyes turn yellow, and
Fascinating. A tabaxi.
When you say that, you actually see Gutrod turn around. Tabaxi where? Oh.
yes.
You see he stops and he looks at you. Where are
Hi.
you from?
Aishu.
Well,
You live in a
what?
shoe?
Yes.
How big is this shoe?
Oh, very big.
It's
wait,
massive.
wait.
I thought. Do you live with
Is
an
it
old
like a-
woman?
You see that he actually stops the carriage. So, you a number there, Kitty Cat?
Oh, absolutely not. Maha is Maha.
Speaking of, we have number 2 with us. I don't know if he still looks like
Two has been quiet this whole time.
yeah, I figured.
And as he says that, you actually see that he goes and he takes a swig of his, and he just puts his hand. Hi, Sammy. He just puts his hand on Maha's shoulder. No, friend, they're not a number. I am.
No, you're not. Eric is not. I'm very persuasive.
You see, you just see the goblin. Right. And when I get home, I'm gonna be able to go and fuck Princess Fairdress all on my lonesome. She's waiting for me, you know. She's just gonna be laying there on a bed of roses and mushrooms.
Yeah, well, that's
Isn't
very
she
impressive
a
of you,
queen
sir.
and not a princess?
Are we really gonna go and talk about the royal standard of what we call someone when we plan on fucking massacring a whole fucking royalty group of people? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It can be an important distinction.
shows loyalties, actually.
What?
Nothing. Anyway, Maha is Maha. Maha has no murderous intentions or violence.
So I
looking
have
at this nail again.
many inquiries about oh my many inquiries about all this.
She said they come out the Underdark as a child.
So you, sir, are a digit, a number, a numeral.
Was.
Oh.
Are the was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just assuming
you at-
because
I'll
I've
put you at
I've heard a few things about the numbers, and
nothing but
Actually,
good
they're not.
things, I
Inquisitor
imagine.
is what Eric was.
I don't believe there were any good things.
That's fair.
No offense intended.
All of
Babe, this might be kind of a personal question.
it's all right, and you
I
also
just want to make sure that we are all on the correct side, on the not number side.
that's fair. And he just points to the scar behind his ear. The sorcerer here, they took care of that with our friend that left inside the carriage.
Yes.
Well,
Maha and Wilbur did surgery.
you're a brain surgeon.
Yes.
Not
What?
really.
Okay.
Maha has very steady hands.
They
Those
they
look like
did as good as they
paws.
could. They,
I
well,
want to reach out to one of Maha's hands and just squish their soft pads. Like, huh. Indeed.
Very nimble. So dexterous.
Hmm.
Maybe brain surgeon. Anyway, Gutrot. Hello.
Yeah.
You tell anybody will be bad news for you.
Tell him what?
Yes, good answer.
Listen,
Mhm.
my wife, my children, all taken by the fingers. You don't gotta worry about nothing. My loyalties, they stay with the rebellion with the whisper. You're good. I
Can I
cut
insight
off.
that?
sure, please. Please feel free to.
Okay. You guys want to help me?
Yes.
I look at Hilda, I'm like, are we the good guys?
I mean, I thought we were.
All 11. Above average.
But I mean, we kind of learned our lesson that there's shades of gray.
True.
As you do hit that 11, you see the two just kind of stares at him for a second, and he says, "You Maha," he just nods.
Okay.
And Gutrot just gives you a toothy smile, fangs showing.
I get it. I'd be weary of me too. But I'm harmless mostly.
And he just keeps on riding the carriage.
Maha does look at him and goes, I hope Gutrot is not too harmless. Gutrot will help to help if something comes for us in darkness.
Can I do an insight check on Gutrot? Because he
Please.
said he was harmless, and that just like automatically made Hilda's alarm bells go off.
Go for it.
Also, I don't know how to move the tokens because I don't really know where we are or anything.
Oh,
so-
you haven't gotten there yet. You're good.
I just realized I'm in the wrong game. I'm in the vampire game on Roll20 instead of the one we're supposed to be on. Whoops. I'm
I
like,
rolled
why
high.
hasn't the map changed?
What you get?
I got 26.
Ooh. So Hilda, you see as everyone's talking, and
I may not be perceptive, but I am insightful.
you see that as everyone's kind of talking and everyone's doing their thing, you've seen a killer before, and you catch his eyes just for a second, and you notice when he smiles when Maha threatens him. For a moment, he just kind of looks at all of you, and it happens real quick. But he sizes Maha up. Just for a second. You don't see that there's ill intent. It's literally just a killer watching for a second. Like if though they would be true to their word. And he drinks it in. But you've also begun to notice little things. I'm not going to even make you roll perception with it because of your high insight. You notice the scars on his face.
Mm-hmm.
You notice that metal that covers his stomach. There's something on his hip. He hides it well. He hides it extremely well. But you've been around killers. You know what a fighter looks like. He's not a rogue, nothing like that. This is in your face, personal type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't see him buck up. You don't see him anything. He just continues.
Mhm. Hmm.
Is this the goblin?
Yes.
I think I for sure, as Maha, will just keep an eye out. But I don't really have like we're enemies of the fingers. He's enemies of the fingers.
Exactly.
We've
And you
proved
see,
that Eric isn't a number anymore. So
and you actually do see Eric speak up for a second. So, are we going to address the elephant in the room?
guidance. Yes.
My fellows.
I said
I want
elephant.
you. You did. You did. I'll shut up.
I'm curious about something. What is a paladin and a what are you?
Warlock.
Human.
No. He
He really
he
doesn't know what
does
you
know
are.
that. And he just kind of looks at you for a second. How did you get involved in this?
You're talking to Elephas, right?
He's
It
talking
sounds
to you
like
and
he was
Hilda.
paid a lot of money.
Well, we've noticed that we have mutually beneficial abilities that complement each other well, and have taken into mercenary work.
I kidnapped him. And now we're married.
Yes,
And
that is the short version of it. Yes.
Oh, so this is the truth that you just said like that?
A part of it.
A part of
see-
it. There's like
this
really,
common for
really
humans?
condensed. Extremely condensed.
What was that, Maha?
Ooh, Maha is like, oh, so mating rituals for humans. Very.
No.
Just
No.
you see.
I feel like I should say, Maha, that
Hilda's face is like super red.
most
Like,
kidnappings
super red.
do not end up in marriage, unless you are talking about the medieval times with two young children.
We like to call that Romeo and Juliet syndrome back where I'm from. That's the thing.
And he just kind of
Look,
keeps on going, doesn't even say anything else.
Romeo
It's a
and
long
Juliet is
story.
the worst play that
Elephas, how old are you?
Yes.
How old is Elephas?
I believe I am about 25 years of age.
Oh. Okay, not child then. Maha is
No, not child.
Mm. Well, so Elephas, thank you for
Yes.
coming, even though it was decided by 50-50. And
Well, we don't have a personal stake in either battle. And we were given the opportunity to choose. And since we do not have a personal stake, I decided to leave it up to chance.
good choice.
You see two look at you. Not yet.
We
So,
will see.
is Elephas, Hilda, cowards?
Cowards.
No.
No.
Okay.
You hear a voice in your left ear, Lonnie. Oh, just that.
Maha's
Oh.
going to look at them with wide eyes, unblinking, like normal, really. And just like, hey, very scary where we are going if you have not been so down deep into the earth.
Well, there's not a
Well,
whole lot I'm scared of,
we-
so.
We did together kill a god, or well,
That's
an
true.
avatar of a god. So I'm sure that we are well equipped for any danger that might occur.
You hear
I
you hear
hope so.
gut you hear gut rot in the front.
And we're all killing gods out here. Uncle God of Flagellants back home. You say it in a different type of tone and goblinish, but it's one of those things. It's a lot of
Ah,
hickey-hacky sounds.
Well, no,
Maha is
it was no
terrifying.
flatulence god that we took care of.
You really kill Avatar?
Yes.
Yes.
Which
The
god?
fuck?
Which
Sun
god?
god. The sun god.
Which god?
Of
Oh,
course.
well.
The sun
Hell,
god.
maybe I see
Didn't
the
you
map.
hear about my our awesome feat?
No, Maha has been underground many long years.
Oh, I guess that
It
makes
would
sense.
make sense that you hadn't heard of the sun.
Lonnie,
I did not even know sun existed until Maha was quite older.
I just thought of Bane. Just like Ma didn't know the sun until they were man.
Born in darkness. you mere
Born in
bastard.
darkness. Now is not the
Molded
time
by
for
it.
fear, Elephas. That comes later. But
Maha is that.
Baha's just a little version of Bane, like holy shit. But Lonnie, you actually hear in your ear, gods? Humans can kill gods. That's a thing. Your
Maha's
humans,
Maha is
your
going to
humans
look.
never cease to surprise.
I think you and I could kill a god.
I hope not.
You hope not?
Not tonight.
I'm not saying we should. I'm just saying we could.
Maybe.
I love them.
It's
Too bad we can't see any of this.
So which
Mom?
god did you kill?
Sun god.
Sun god.
So did
At least that's what they kept
Okay.
referring themselves as.
As
Lord
a matter
of
of fact,
Light, Sun God.
If you like, you can actually do a little
His
I'll let you
holy
do an arcana.
brightness.
I'll let you do a little arcana check to see if maybe an arcana or religion check for either
Me?
I would
you
like
or
to-
Maha.
Can I
I'm
do a history check?
I want to do Arcana.
I'll let you do arcana, and you know what? I'll let you do a history. It's gonna be harder with history, but you can give it a shot.
Okay. I have a better history.
Ooh. Did you roll a natural 20 on
I
There's
did.
that 20 tonight.
20. Yeah, who am I dedicating it to? Will Mill 66. It's yours again. Woo! Okay.
Woo!
So
You take that 20, you collect it, you put it in a little jar, you keep it for later.
Lonnie, as you begin to think on it, it's just like border light. Holy bright. What the fuck? What the hell are they talking about? Maha. Oddly enough, maybe in your studying, maybe in some knowledge you picked up along the way, you remember hearing of something like that.
Maha
A little
has
group
studied a
of
lot
creatures.
of planes and stuff because Maha's trying to understand Papa's 17, so maybe.
And even with that DC that you hit, because you actually hit, it's still difficult for you.
Mm.
But you realize they're not kidding. What they're saying happened.
Mm.
You can't put 1 and 2 together just yet to get 3, but you're definitely able to go and be like, wait a second. Huh. Okay. And you realize, yeah, it's probably true. They
You
might have just
see,
killed an avatar.
You see, my dear wife here was unfortunately brought up and raised by this church, or may I say, cult. And she
Yeah.
was brought up as a holy warrior of the Lord of Light. And unfortunately, she was sent on a mission to kill me, or retrieve me so that I could later be killed. I am vague on the details, really. So that's where the kidnapping comes from.
Listen, I took one look at your pretty face and I just decided couldn't be all bad.
Oh.
What can I say? I am very charming.
True love.
But I wasn't gonna like turn my back on my family, right? So I had to figure out what was what. So I just took him along for the ride. I just took him home with me.
Oh. Is so if you are a holy warrior of the Lord of light, and no longer is there Lord of
Was.
Light.
Yes.
So was the love that strong to kill Lord of Light?
Yes,
Well,
we've seemed to have en- encountered a new source of power for each other within our bonds of matrimony. She has taken a holy oath towards me, and I have taken her as my patron.
Simping, yeah. Sorry.
Yes, we mutually simp, and it gives us power.
You see
So
Eric just kind of.
Maha's very intrigued by all of this.
it's actually kind of an interesting story. When we decided we were gonna kill him, I just like took out this really cool spear to like show off my really cool halberd, and I just like
So Grim
stabbed
has
him.
redeemed sing mode.
Alright, sing about the
Oh.
spear,
Oh
Hilda.
no.
I speared him in the butt, speared him in the gut, got him in the neck.
I'm gonna be honest, the only thing in my head is nothing but broken promises.
So
Gave him a good stab in the chest.
And you begin to remember how your avatar died with a
Power
spear
of love
and a little bit of spell
curious
work.
thing. Make
It
one man
disappeared.
weep, and I'm not gonna sing the rest.
That is amazing. Also terrifying, says Maha. I can't sing as Maha.
He got what was coming to him.
How is it from Chicago? I stabbed him 26 times, something like that. It's just like it's a.
Oh, he fell into my knife. He fell into my knife 9 times.
10 times.
10 times.
Wow. Well, so is there?
Had it coming.
He had it
coming.
Anyway, sorry.
Hey friends, is there a timer? I don't want to be singing all night.
Do 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 do
We'll set the timer at 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Remember to set your timer.
God, is that you?
What was that noise? Who's talking? It's in my head?
I close my eyes and I hear Jesus. Anyway.
Take the wheel. Anyway, Maha
Take the wheel.
is going to look kind of at Lonnie and Eric and kind of use them as also insight checks on these two. Because Maha has no idea what to think other than that's so cool. Yeah.
We are legit. We are legit.
Lonnie, what did you Ooh, that's a good one.
16.
Lonnie, you take a look at your compatriots and realize they're actually being quite honest. And you see, as you have this realization, Eric does at the same time. And he looks, and he looks, and then he looks at you, gives you a face, and goes, well, shit.
Well, shit.
Hilda would like to sharpen her spear now.
That's
Since
a wild
there's-
story.
Since there's downtime.
Maha.
You can
But
do
perhaps not as wild as the time that I stole a god's underpants.
A god's underpants, you say?
Indeed, I
Well,
do.
there's no need to be a show off. There's
Have you
no
met me?
need for one-upsmanship.
Well, Maha will admit Maha is a coward and Maha is afraid. So, should be fun. to go in the dark, but it is Maha's home, so she'll be fine. Yes.
Eric looks at you and looks at the others, and he smiles playfully. That explains a lot about you, Maha. Messes with your fur just a little bit. You'll be alright. We both come from this. We'll be okay.
Yes. Maha is playing with, or not playing, fiddling and tinkering with a contraption that's Wilbur and Maha have been working on for the past million sessions. And
No worries.
that is Maha.
Lonnie also ruffles Maha's fur and says, "Don't worry, we can do this."
Maha believes. Maha is going to look at Hilda and Elephas. I have to think about it
Thank
every
you.
single time. And be like, how far down into the Underdark has the two of you gone?
I believe this is the farthest we've gone.
I've never been in the Underdark before. This is my first time.
Like a virgin.
In the dark for the very first time.
Like a virgin. It's got rot. When
Singing
your heart stays
rhymes.
close to mine. Anyways, how much more on this fucking time?
Maha says, Leo says, 22 seconds are left. 19 seconds.
Eric will look at you and say,
Countdown on the clock as the numbers go down.
even though they haven't been very deep, they seem to be capable. I, on the other hand, have seen the darkest spots of the Underdark, but I don't remember much.
Oh.
Lani,
0, we're done. We
Lani,
survived.
in your left
Yay.
ear, you hear a soft whisper. I've been in the Underdark for a millennium or more, I think. I don't remember exactly how long I was there. I was born there, you know.
Molded by it.
Molded by it.
I say this part out loud. Certainly several thousand years.
Oh, Maha's gonna look right at Lonnie.
1,000 years of what?
Being in the Underdark.
That you have been.
Like that.
Wow, you're old.
There's no need to be rude about it.
You actually hear.
You're the one still in disguise here.
You actually do hear.
I'm pretty sure you're the rude
Umbra.
one on this trip.
I suppose I am old. Now that I come to think about it.
Can I do an insight to see if Lonnie really is that old or if there's just
why not?
shit?
Can I also
Keep
do
in
that
mind,
insight check?
Lonnie is not claiming to be that old. She just
You
said that, and you guys
You just
asked.
said you were. and you
I
agreed.
said certainly several thousand years, and you asked about what, and I said being in the Underdark. Did not
Hey.
say that I had been in the Underdark or that I was that
Technicalities.
old.
Whatever. I rolled a 21. Hilda got 23.
Now, with your insights, you do pick up on the fact that they're not stating it's them.
So who's
So
several
did you guys do
millennia
well?
in
Is
the
that why you
Underdark?
got a 1d4?
I didn't say several millennia.
Why do you guys have a 1d4 added?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That
Mine
because of your
just-
wedding ring?
Are you cheating?
Oh, maybe.
Oh,
No, I'm just
yeah.
I'm just rolling my insight dice because it's got a little dice next to the insight.
You have it, so
Oh, there's something giving us that bonus.
Well,
I'm looking.
God
Hilda's just really insightful, okay? Why you gotta judge?
It's
Just because
it's
she
like-
can't perceive, you just
Well-
assume she can't be
well-
insightful.
Well check. Well check. But you do realize that no, they're not talking about themselves.
Lonnie just
we
smiles.
both have bless because of our wedding bands. They're magical
Ah,
items.
you're within a certain range of each other, correct?
No, it just says you bless up 3 creatures of your choice. I think we just get the effect of it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So there comes a moment
Mm.
that you see that the ride stops. All right, we're gonna go and spend the night here. We got about another day of travel before we get to the hell's mouth of the ghost. So take a minute.
Hell's mouth. Ghost.
The ghost
Fun.
or the fog?
I call it the ghost, the fog, ghost, whatever the hell you want to call it.
Oh, a day. You said days. Sorry.
Just a day travel, really. But you see that you do get close to like what seems to be like a little lake. It's very small, but the water seems very crystalline and clear to the point that you can even see little mushrooms growing in the depths of it. You see the little fluorescent green glow.
Fascinating.
Ooh, okay. Maha is going to sniff the water. I would actually I'm curious about my survival under here. I don't have great survival, but will I get advantage or anything?
I wouldn't say advantage on it, but I will definitely go and say that the DC will be lower for you.
Okay. So Maha is going to test, sniff water.
Yeah.
See if it's good. Sorry, I have to switch screens. Oh, I got that one.
For what it is, that water looks absolutely delicious. Just like it's like, oh, that looks great.
Great. I'm going to drink some of it because I'm awesome.
It
Ugh.
tastes very
I would.
alkaline, but not bad.
I would boil the water before drinking.
Oh, and please do a Constitution save with disadvantage. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I kid.
Yeah.
Maybe you
But,
should have packed water, Hilda says as she drinks from her canteen.
You-
And
as
then
you-
hands it to Elephas.
Oh, you see Gutrot just put his whole head in it. Just like, oh, ain't nothing cleaner than a little bit of water. Hey, you can see mushrooms down there. If you can see mushrooms, water's good.
Now I really do not want to drink from that water.
You just see him. It's real tasty. just all over his face. Just it's awful.
Mom's like, this is great. So,
Lenny. Oh, I'm sorry.
I guess Maha is going to hold up the map up into the bioluminescent light, make sure we're kind of going. Maha has memorized the coordinates, but of course we can't have a map. So Maha is like, okay.
You seem to be on track. And as you do, you begin to see that same little purple shine that's behind Harley as it starts to fill this little cavern as you begin to get very close to your destination. Lonnie, as you stand there by the lake, make a wisdom save for me.
Oh, a save. Right. Is this a trap?
Just a wisdom save. It's not a trap.
Okay. I got a 12.
It's not a trap yet.
Yet.
You feel cold gauntlet hand on your shoulder. And as you look into the water, you see yourself. And you see a very tall, armor, ancient armor up to the neck. You can't see their face, but you see it standing. And you see that the arms kind of move behind you. I wonder if I look like you look now, what my true face looks like. I haven't seen it in so long, you know.
I think we will soon.
I wonder.
You say this out loud, Lonnie?
You know, I do. But I try to be quiet, but I'm standing right in front of the water, which means it's probably not as quiet as I intend for it to be, because sound travels over water.
And you will see that you don't feel that warmth as usual. And your mind goes blank for a moment as you see yourself sitting by the like feet in the water. No armor. And when you turn, you see a drow man sitting next to you. And he turns to you. Long time. And you hear, it has been a long time, hasn't it? And they hold hands for a moment. You know, there'll come a time that we won't be able to see each other anymore. And you hear the drow man very softly. I will always be with you, Lord Umbra. Always. And you see the face begin to break. And you see yourself on a ship. And you hear the war cry, Umbra, 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 as the ship begins to descend. And you hear a voice, claim the city, kill everything that moves. And you come back.
Was that Umbra's voice that said that?
Yes, it was.
Could I see the city at all?
No.
Does Umbra have any reaction to this memory I just saw?
You feel very alone at this moment. You don't feel them.
I don't feel them at all.
Not that they're gone.
Oh,
You just
okay.
don't feel them present.
Right. Okay.
Hmm.
Because Lonnie would freak out if she felt that they were gone.
Yeah.
You don't feel empty. You just know they're not there.
Right.
Oh, by the way, I want to ask, where's I? Is I with me?
Oh, that's so strange. You finally remembered the little kidnapped child.
Maha's
Oh,
like,
that's...
oh, I'm thinking about kidnapping.
I mean, in our defense, we had mind flayers attacking us.
Yeah.
You see out of your cloak. I.
Oh. Hello, I was sleeping.
Hello, Maha.
Yes.
Hello.
I do not. You do not have. I does not have to protect anyone right now. Protect us, but stay with us, please.
Puts his finger inside of its own head. I. Hello, friends. I am I.
Hello, I.
You are I. Oh, okay.
Like a little robot dude.
You
Maha,
have
well,
your
yes.
own small automaton.
Yes.
Well, Maha, while I is talking to them, Maha is going to make I like lift up their arm and like look at the parts and like kind of examine them with their like little tinker stuff and just kind of like be weird, but
No
it's
worries.
examining their parts.
You see that Gutrod is preparing tents and stuff like that, and you guys can still be talking. But you see, I is not property. Well, I belongs to Maha, but I not always belong. I was kidnapped.
Wait, does
You
I
were
remember that?
kidnapped.
I lost his memory.
I thought they
So
did a
odd, huh?
factory reset on this robot.
I was kidnapped.
Maha just kind of peeks over eye at the others and is like,
I look at I and I just say, I understand. I was also kidnapped once.
No. We are not romantic partners. We are partners in crime. We commit acts of criminality. No,
Why is
I'm
I going back to being?
something's wrong. I'm not sure. I think I think Master was close. I felt Master's presence before at Elise's home.
ooh. Wait, are they saying master? Because I used to call me master. Is this other master, old master?
Not that you can tell, it doesn't seem to be talking about you.
Maha is going to correct them and be like, no, not your master, not I's master, but I felt, what is his name? I wrote it down in my notes. I don't have my notes anymore. What was,
Lennox.
what was it?
Lennox? Was it Lennox? No, it's not Lennox.
No, Linux is the operating system. That'd be great.
No, it's
Crap, what was it?
oh, I forgot
Continue,
this
Paula.
person's name. Thank you, God. But you actually see that he does mention his former master. I felt their presence. They were trying to re-implement programming. I fought it back. Sussex, thank you.
Yeah, Linux, Sussex, that's why it's up. Sussex,
Master Sussex.
so is there an antenna on I that Maha cannot see?
It is inside of I's spine.
Oh. Maha,
I is a communicator.
Well, Maha, since you have already done brain surgery, what's a little spinal surgery along with that?
You just hear Eric cough in the background. uh, uh,
Hello, I. Will you point at it?
And it begins here in the back of my skull.
Oh. Did what messages did you get from Sussex?
Oh, no real message. Only received protocol.
Oh.
Return.
Oh.
Where are you? You little shit.
Oh, Maha sees.
Well, Maha, I am no surgeon, but I would be truly fascinated to see the innards of this machine. If you require assistance with removing this antenna, I would be very happy to help.
You will dissect I?
Oh no.
No, we will fix I so that your former master will no longer be able to call you a little shit.
Former master no longer. I has a new master.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And who is that new master? I?
Maha. Maha is new master.
Well, would you like the voices of your old master to stop bothering you?
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
I don't know why I keep talking to the robots.
You do.
Elipis just has a fascination for robots, I
I
guess.
rolled a 19 and a 1.
So 19.
You see
19.
I, because I is a little bit of a little shit. He just puts his finger inside of his head, and you see the antenna.
Oh.
Well,
that is less invasive than I thought it would be.
You don't have it is still part of I. You would have to remove, but this will be easier than going into I's spine.
So do we just pull it?
No.
That would hurt very
Maha
much.
wants to stop signal is what Maha would like to do.
I don't know how
Maybe-
to do that.
Maybe cover it in tinfoil?
Like a hat. Sit on the spine.
Yes.
So Maha actually would like to see. I'm playing with an idea here, so hear me out.
Yeah,
So
go for
I'm
it.
playing with the idea of like there being a receiver and
Mhm.
maybe either dispelling a magic if there's a magic there, or covering it.
To do a dispel magic on just a part of it,
Mhm.
I would need you to roll an Arcana check, and the DC is going to be a little difficult. Elephas, you can help if you are helping them investigate. I will let you roll an Arcana check. Forgive me. I will let you aid them. If you aid them, you're able to roll with advantage. If not, you can do 2 separate Arcana checks.
I will aid them, but I'm going to suggest we could also just snip it off. You know,
But
it might shorten the range of the transmission.
Maha gets kind of quiet. Well, when Maha and Wilbert removed part from Eric, who's fine, we tried to.
Mr. Eric, are you fine?
I haven't been fine for a very long time. It's not their fault.
But we're trying to remove any kind of receiving at all. So Maha wants to make sure that, yes, Maha likes plan of if it can shorten it, but Maha does not want to remove.
Oh, here's an idea. What if we shut down Eye temporarily, pull out the antenna, and then reactivate them? They can't hurt if they are off. Is that correct, Eye?
I do not know,
Oh.
but we
Well,
can find out, I suppose.
So
you are its master, Maha. Your call.
how do
Yes.
you go to sleep?
Do you see it take both of its fingers, and it pulls down little metal eyelids?
Are you really asleep? Oh. Okay. So
I kick it a little just to make sure.
Bing, bing.
seems
Well,
legit.
I believe he's non-operational at the moment.
Let us really study how to put it back, just in case.
I want to grab Eye, and I just want to try to like twist the antenna, see if it's one of those that can remove that way.
No.
Oh.
Good thought though, but
Hmm.
it's pretty good in there.
Is it attached? Is it? Can I
So
solder
then,
it?
so I'm going to grab the antenna, pull it up. Maha, you grab the legs.
No. Must be delicate.
Oh, actually, Hilda, dear, you are much stronger than I am.
No, don't.
Hilda's like back towards the tent, still sharpening her halberd, and she looks up. She's like, "Huh? What?"
We need you to pickle jaw.
Oh, okay.
Delicate work. Very delicate
My
machine.
wife is a very delicate flower. A brutish
babe.
delicate flower, but still.
Babe.
Do you know the meaning of the word delicate?
It depends on how you use it in a sentence. The context.
No pulling. No pulling. We
Can I like really look at this thing to see if there's any way?
I hand the robot to Hilda.
Wait,
Yeah, take
wait.
a look, my dear.
You
while
can-
she's doing that, I'm going to roll Arcana.
Okay.
I just want to like really look at this thing.
I can let you roll and investigate on it, and you can roll the Arcana. And Maha, you also rolling an Arcana as well?
The lucky guy.
Investigation. Oh
Gotcha.
no.
Okay.
Oh, that's not too bad.
So I
How'd you
was
do?
going to say that I
I
want to
got
look
12.
around and see if there's anything flammable because purposes of making a campfire.
You actually do have everything that you need. You see that gut rot. I see it. Gut rot's helping you with it. He's not getting involved in none of that mess.
Yeah.
No.
So
But while I was doing that, I'm hearing this argument go on, and so I want to look at Maha. Does Maha look like they're okay with what's going on? Okay, so I want to go over and take the robot out of Hilda's hands.
Before, as you begin to walk over to it, and Eliphas hands over, Eliphas, with your 13, I believe it's a no. Forgive me, with your 12.
It's a
no.
12.
You can't really tell. Oddly enough, though, Hilda, you could swear that you see a connection someplace. And Maha, with your 24, as Hilda's hand is going on it, you notice there's a button. And right when Lonnie goes to go and grab it, you touch it. And you just see the antenna.
Ha! Success!
Button. Button. Lonnie, you touched the button. Yay, good job, Lonnie.
Here's your little dude back.
You see that it just kind of flops to the ground.
No, I gave him to her. Gave it to him
No,
gently.
not
No,
I.
the antenna. The antenna.
The antenna,
Oh,
the antenna.
I was gonna be like, I wouldn't drop it.
I just goes back.
Assuming that Maha is holding I will pick up the antenna.
No, I have it.
No, he said it flopped on the ground.
I grabbed it.
Oh, you grabbed it. Okay.
Okay.
Just seems like a little metal rod.
You see that, Maha? Teamwork makes the dream work. For
Oh,
you.
goodness.
Souvenir.
Thank you. All of our props are being used.
You see two look at you. So now, what's the master plan of all this?
Okay, Maha sticks it behind their ear on top. And is going to like, hi, Master's talking to you.
You
And
think
try
you
to-
might have to pick up his eyelids?
I'm gonna stick my fingers on his eyes and be like, "Oh."
As you do, you hear a and you see a little eye is awake.
Well,
Hi,
I'm glad
Eye.
your nerds got that figured it out. So I'm gonna go back.
Hi,
in.
did you feel any discomfort during the operation?
Why would I feel discomfort?
Oh, you were the one who was saying that if we pulled it out, it would hurt.
Hi, who is your master?
Pulled what out? Maha is master. What did you pull?
Oh.
As you point to the antenna. And it just stops. I makes a joke. Ha ha
Oh,
ha ha
Ha!
ha. I is fine.
Funny.
oh, so
Hilarious.
I is the funniest little robot we know.
I must tell Master
Yes.
if anything feels weird, or if maybe Old Master you feel message protocol. Okay.
No, distance has been very large now. He must be he must have been close, but now no longer able to communicate.
Hmm.
Allow me a moment. Wish to try something. And you see him just kind of looking at you sternly. Can you hear me?
No.
Oh no. Are you sure?
Yes.
Well, we can hear you verbally ask. Yes.
Can you hear me in your mind?
No.
Maha's gonna go quiet, and then actually, Maha would like to try to do message. I didn't know I could message constructs, but might be worth trying.
As you go message, you only hear,
Ooh,
and you
Maha,
just see him looking at you.
very excited. Okay, stand still, and Maha's going to click the thing back in.
Push the button.
Message. Hi, can you hear me?
You
Hear
hear him
Maha.
back.
I can hear you clearly in I's mind. Can you hear I?
Yes, Maha can hear I. Maha says out loud.
Good.
Oh, so cool. So cool. Maha's like
So,
swearing.
so you will keep the antenna on the machine for now.
Yes. But I must tell if Sussex is near, okay?
I makes promise.
Master protocol.
Master protocol.
And you actually see Eric walk up to it, pinky swear. And he gives his little pinky to him.
I swear on all pinkies.
Oh, pinky swear.
That's how you know it is serious.
I swear on all pinkies that are beheld before me.
Oh, so cool. Maha will test range later.
Later. I is going to go back to sleep.
Okay, thank you.
I is no longer talking oddly.
Maha is scribbling down all notes of what they learned.
And as the night goes in, do you see? Anyone have any plans this evening? Are we doing anything?
I definitely keep like a small collapsible pot in my bag.
Sure.
And I use it to boil water and fill everybody's flasks. Just to make sure
Gotcha.
they've got plenty of water.
As you go up to the water, you actually do hear a voice. You can drink from that, you know.
It's always good to be safe, but thank you.
The more you see of me, Lani, I'm afraid that you're going to hate.
I can't see why I would hate you. We've been together so long. And whoever you were then, I don't think you are now. You can choose, you know.
I don't know if that's true for me. Not yet, anyway. Maybe. You should
I think
rest.
it is.
You realize that your friends back in Ilasul are in danger. Quite possibly the same amount that we are.
Yes.
I'm glad that you know that. I would be very mindful of what comes now. I like the married couple. I don't see people care for each other that much, besides from you and I. Do you know that your friend Eric is in love with Rory?
In love?
Yes?
As in romantically?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I know what romantic love is like.
I can't say that I'm surprised that he loves her, but I would be surprised if it was romantic.
Would you prefer that he love you?
No.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
No.
Oh,
I don't know that I want
just
love.
curious more than anything. I don't
It's
think
okay.
that that's 100% true.
You prefer Gus.
Oh,
Although Lucy was funny.
I like Lucy. His innocence makes me laugh.
Me too.
Do you think we'll see him again?
I hope so.
Me too. You do deserve a man that's strong. Or a woman that's strong, if you prefer. Or someone in the in-between like myself.
I would need a strong partner. I do not think I can bear a weak one.
You deserve a strong partner, my champion. There's a difference.
Thank you.
I feel like I had a partner. I feel like I love someone very deeply. Huh?
I wish I could see this. Ah.
But as you sit there, you do feel them leave again for a little bit. They seem very lost in thought.
Can we take a 5-minute break after this?
We can. What were you gonna say, Lenny?
I continue gathering water, and maybe boiling will make it taste better.
Maybe boiling will make it taste better. And with that, right before we take our break, Rory, there in the carriage, thinking of your friends, you make it to a location deep, deep in the earth, and you hear a voice. Can you hear me?
It says Yankee that I get to talk this to.
Yes. Because
Yes.
I can hear you.
Good.
Good. Clever girl. And we'll go to break. We'll be right back, everybody. In 5 minutes. Go pee and come back. Just go and know the.
I don't think fire does much damage. It did 38 to her just now. Oh, she just knocked over that tree! What? That's pretty epic. No wonder she could break our fossil. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. She's a strong, independent dragon lady.
It's the strongest thing on this mountain. Odin really doesn't like you.
My mouse to move it slightly. Play that in real life? Absolutely. 100% I wish I could do this in real life. Because I can do it in theory when on simple things, but like on my homework and studying, I do it the hard way. My ADD just kicks in. It's like, you're going to do this one thing perfectly.
I'm sorry, dear. Oh, there's like a poor deer being ran out into the waters. Did you do that?
See,
Okay, well.
it's pretty heartless.
I mean, I'm a really terrible vegan.
This game you are.
This game I am. We don't need deer hides, do we? I'm gonna.
Not allowed to say. Ah, thanks. A parting gift. I can't say the F word again.
Run.
Oh,
He just killed the driver.
okay, good. Glorious. Okay, let me get my sweet arrows. Yes. Be on fire. Am I doing damage to you? I can't super tell. Oop. I'm gonna kill myself if I'm not careful because I keep running around and you have to swim sometimes, and then I'm just gonna randomly drown one day and not know why I'm dead.
Fortunately, you're alive.
I picked up that wood and it floated into the sky. You son of a... Oh, it came down. Okay, thank you.
You want some of this action?
He's like, yeah. You're lucky I ran out of stamina. You'd be dead. You watch out. When I get stamina, everyone's gonna be real sad they ran into me.
Catch my breath.
When I catch my breath, you're getting your ass kicked.
I'm taken care of. The editor elves, I finally got our bitrate working, and sometimes Twitch gets a little bit angry, so we're going to go and try this one more time. As you may know me, I am Daniel, or you may also know me as Xanaris, the Dungeon Master of the Legion game that we play every Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern Time.
Mother of... I don't know, what would be a Viking way to make an insult? You, scourge... Yeah, you coward. You scourge at the bottom of my boot. Well, you might be You might find this very sexy, Cheshire Man. Look at my organization system. I built an entire house around this room. Everything else is secondary compared to these beautiful boxes, which we haven't filled yet. But they will be full treasure for the glory home. I mean, for the meta home. Not the glory hole, which is a thing in this game.
That's one of our goals.
Ah!
I am the danger.
I am the danger. I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me. These skeletons, they're gonna be like, I wish I didn't wake up today.
Nah.
Yes.
I wish I'd stayed dead.
I wish I was really dead. Dead. Ooh, wait. Maha is going to ask them for a festive drink.
The rogue will look at Maha for a moment and then look at Ebenezer. We have.
What do you like to drink in the rain and Windsor at this time of year?
That's the stomach. Beer. I drink beer. Would you like one?
I will take one beer.
Beer for everyone? Beer for everyone?
Oh, I'll take some mulled wine, please.
Eyebrow. Because at this point I know, don't I?
Yeah.
Eyebrow.
It's mulled wine! It's better than beer! I'll
Just
take
saying.
some milk and honey. Jeez. Crack. My name is Emily, and welcome to Map Making Tuesdays. Wanted to thank everyone for joining me. Sorry for a bit of a start. We are learning how to transition between our scenes. So, with that, I want to thank everyone for coming to Franklin. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now, fire up here. Actually, what am I doing? Yeah, that's what I'll do. If I was smart, I would have done one shelf to its fullest and completed it. That way I wouldn't actually have to go and add fire to the second shelf, because it would have already been there. Hurrah.
I'm scanning.
Plains are a dangerous place.
Yeah, it looks so nice, but it's really misleading. Look at those flowers. Those flowers will fuck you up. In theory.
Remember the first time? It's like Australia, honestly.
Yeah, we're like in the outback of Valheim.
Hey, look at that. It's a dank. Oh god!
Oh god.
It's really pissed off!
Ah!
Just roll a 26.
No. A 25.
Oh, close.
Jesus Christ.
Did you actually roll a 20?
A 25. Because chaos has now begun to reign.
Maha's gonna look and be like, "Be happy you have hands."
Oh god!
At that even Wilbur's like, yeah.
Maha's literally just thinking of Eric and like how sorry he feels.
Oh my
for
gosh.
him. But yes, it's like unintentional intimidation.
Extreme intimidation.
You see, he just kind of holds the knife for a second. I want me hands and don't. He just starts to walk. He literally just walks in between the both of you. Get out of my way! Out of my way! And he just goes and starts walking down. Just like, if I see you again, I'll kill you. You hear me?
Maha is going to ask them for a festive drink.
The rogue will look at Maha for a moment and then look at Ebenezer. We have.
What do you like to drink in the rain and Windsor at this time of year?
That's the stomach. Beer. I drink beer. Would you like
Oh.
one?
I will take one beer.
Beer for everyone? Beer for everyone?
Oh,
I'll
I'll
never
take
see.
some mulled wine, please.
Eyebrow. Because at this point I know, don't I?
Yeah.
Eyebrow.
It's mulled wine. It's better than beer. I'll
Still
take
staring.
some milk and honey. Jeez.
Mother of, I don't know, what would be a Viking way to make an insult? You, scourge, yeah, you coward. You scourge at the bottom of my boot.
Not allowed to say. Ah, thanks. A parting gift. I can't say the F word again.
Okay, that looks pretty good. Now fire up here. Actually, what am I doing? Yeah, that's what I'll do. If I was smart, I would have done one shelf to its fullest and completed it. That way I wouldn't actually have to go and add fire to the second shelf, because it would have already been there. Hurrah.
Well, you might find this very sexy, Cheshire Man. Look at my organization system. I built an entire house around this room. Everything else is secondary compared to these beautiful boxes, which we haven't built yet. But they will be full treasure for the glory home. I mean, for the meta home. Not the glory hole, which is a thing in this game.
That's one of our clues.
Ah!
Just roll a 26.
No. A 25.
Oh, close.
Jesus Christ.
Did you actually roll a 20? On
A
D20?
25. Because chaos has now begun to reign.
Lava. So let's see. So one thing that I really did like here is the water aspect. Let me see if I can click on it. Nope, I can't. So water. Let's do a little bit of water. If you want to make it look really dark, you do squares. You do circles. Or what I like to do, my mouse to move it slightly. Play that in real life. Absolutely, 100%. I wish I could do this in real life. Because I can do it in theory when on simple things, but like on my homework and studying, you know, I do it the hard way. My ADD just kicks in. It's like, you're going to do this one thing perfectly.
I don't think fire does much damage. It did 38 to her just now. Oh, she just knocked over that tree! What? That's pretty epic. No wonder she could break our fossil. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. She's a strong, independent dragon lady.
Welcome back, everyone. And I am again your Dungeon Master, Xanares. It's a pleasure to have you with us here in Legion. And you just so happen to have heard an interaction. You may not see Rory, but you can hear her. Clever girl. Didn't even realize yet put it in my pocket.
We ran into Baker. Oh, his
Sunbreaker or his minions?
Sunbreakers. Let's
You must have done something very dangerous for Sunbreaker to send his men.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I see. And what
Wait.
exactly might that have been?
Care to elaborate?
Same kind of thing that's, which actually I have, and I put the locket here so they can hear.
What game are you playing, girl?
Friends are going. I'm smart. Sunbreaker, I saw your lineage there die.
You saw my lineage die.
Quite
You
heroically.
found one of the artifacts, huh? That's why Sunbreaker found you.
What is that?
Hmm?
Parent, sibling, lover?
Great, 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 great grandmother. My grandmother. Who she is.
I have a feeling that they're going to need help.
And why would I be doing that?
Well,
Sunbreak, I can get to my own time. What you want? What you really want? You didn't just put this. Looking for protection. You didn't go and put this in my ear just for that. Really?
For now.
Interesting. You're an odd one. What do I get if I protect your friend? I hear thing. This and that. Princess. Which one? There be a few.
There's
Care to elaborate?
that died.
Bring her back from the dead, did you? Huh. How do I have proof of this?
Like an odd thing that I would just lie about.
You actually hear a laugh. Clever, clever, clever. See what I can do.
Heard of the shoe, right?
I heard a thing or two.
Is that any by chance close to?
It's not close, but it's not far.
Worried that they. It's the Underdark Moth out where they're going, kind of. This don't want anything bad to happen to them.
Maybe you should be watching out for yourself. You don't have to die, you know. You play it smart.
A plan, but never a very smart one. My brother's area of expertise. Or
We make a
before,
deal.
I think, yes.
Make deal. You give me the artifact. Make sure your friends are protected from Sunbreak. That's the deal.
I have the art. They don't.
All the more reason I can make a deal with you then. No?
They'll get it once they're going for.
Once they retrieve or once they come back safe?
Come back safe.
Careful when you make deals with a Gif Yankee. Going to be kind and go and give you detail. Make sure the devil's in it. Let me see what we can do.
They're
No
tied.
promises they all come back.
They're all tied to this fine if you.
Hi.
They've been hearing the whole thing then.
I would hope so.
We appreciate your
Ah,
concern, Rory.
Stay safe, guys.
their concern is partly mine. No promises you'll make it. Some of them will. That's the only promise and deal I make you. That's it. That's all you
Hello.
get.
It's the Underdark.
Who's that?
Maha?
I feel
And
like
Lonnie.
I feel like this is the equivalent of when Sammy comes in to say hi to us.
You guys suddenly hear, oh, hi, Gus here. You guys remember Gus? Hi, guys.
He's out of range.
Maha is
You don't know that.
very furtive and thoughtful about all of what Rory is saying. And Maha was kind of hoping that, we'd hear more. But Maha is going to ask, what's his name? So Maha knows how to address.
You asking for my name?
Yes, Maha.
Or something
just
to call
offered
you.
Maha's name.
Talo.
Pablo.
In your language, it'd be T-A-L-O. Talo.
Hello, Talo.
Hello, little person. Are you a child? No. I remember you. You be the cat person that was with them before.
Oh, yes. Maha's.
Ah,
Maha wants to know if the whispers are true. Near where Maha is from, the Shu, Maha heard many things and had many warnings of a place like the Citadel.
Citadel is a dangerous place. Citadel of the Midnight Tier is not for everyone. We try our best not to even venture, unless we're ready. The Mind Flayer don't hold much of a threat to us. But Sunbreaker's is no ordinary Mind Flayer. Very capable.
Maha was warned by Papa 17 not to go near it. Maha would like to continue not to go near it.
That may not be a choice. Or it could be, depends on you.
What dependings?
What makes you think that Papa 17 is still where you think he is?
No
What
one
makes
knows.
you think that, oh, no one knows.
No one knows but Maha.
But Maha.
Mhm.
You think the Mind Flayer can't get that information from you, little one?
This is why Maha will avoid Mind Flayers.
I would also avoid the number. You put Prime in a corner. That thing is waiting
Question:
patiently.
if a little earwig happened to wander into a ear, how much information did they gather before it was just
Not much.
for no reason?
I've got to be on my way. But
Hollow, one thing.
Hmm.
Maybe if Hollow can help us not get mind flared, maybe we can help. Maha has no defense. Maha does not know what Maha does not know.
we'll keep an eye out. But we don't want the Mind Flare only. We want the emerald. The thing taken from one. Perhaps we've forgotten. I have not.
It's safe.
Very similar to the energy source that the Mind Flare used to get here. He gave it over to someone else.
Touch that.
No time for threats. Now's not the time. We're here to make friends.
Mm. Maha wants to understand. Emeralds? What benefits does it have to Talo? Maha only wants to understand so Maha can help.
It's cursed. Energy like that. Energy that comes from the soul. Corrupt. If not used proper. Breaks the mind, breaks the body. But there are different ways, old ways, that seem to be lost. Can't be in the hands of anyone, especially not in the hands of Prime or the Mind Flayer.
Mm.
How many
Believe
pieces?
it or not,
How many pieces do they need?
I don't know.
Maybe beneficial if we keep it away from Mind Flayer benefits you.
It
Maybe if
does.
you help Mr. Talo, we can be benefit, mutual benefit. Yes?
All of you are such clever negotiators. I'm going to walk away from this conversation before I get myself too involved with any of you today. Think on what I've said. The emerald. Either is going to get destroyed some way or the other.
Our research.
You might need to research fast.
Do you have ways to destroy it?
If I did, it'd be gone. Just know that thing is made from souls. Souls have slowly gone mad. You saw what it did to the city? Imagine what will happen if Prime figures it out. Can't find him, can't feel him. Where is he?
Well, we think that Prime.
I'm sure. It's the reason why his armies are getting all riled up. You do realize they've been making an army, don't you? One. About that. The outlier. Careful. Have a good evening.
Ah,
Pleasure speaking with you.
Pleasure speaking with you.
goodbye, Talo.
Goodbye, Maha. Rory. Lonnie.
Get off of my body.
Then don't die. I don't steal from the dead. And he goes quiet.
Rory, I miss you.
I miss you guys too.
Rory, there's so many cool mushrooms. Maha wishes. Good show, Rory.
Your carriage explodes, Rory.
That's the last thought Rory has.
Could you imagine? It's just.
Oh my gosh.
I have no
I
damage.
like mushrooms.
As the night travels on, and you do get some rest.
We do take shifts though, yeah?
Yeah.
I'd like to keep an eye on our new friend Gutrot.
So.
Oh yeah, Lonnie definitely does not trust that dude totally.
Here's to the evening.
TPK.
Our tents explode.
It gets a little cold, actually.
Ooh, chilly.
Not terribly cold, but colder than what you expected it to be.
I snuggle up to my wife.
Yeah, I was gonna say Hilda never gets cold because she's got a husband to cuddle.
Do you see to kind of roll himself up like a cat would, just like?
Is it colder than the last time I was in the Underdark?
It is. It's quite cold.
Maha
But-
does the thing that cats do where they like tuck all their
Yep.
stuff in them and they're like
Loaf.
a fur muffin.
Yep. You see that two kind of does the same thing.
I just pull out my cloak and,
Lonnie, when you wake up, you realize that Gut Rot is by your feet, kind of curled up like a little cat too. Like,
Oh.
Yeah.
Just- but the
I
evening
leave
goes
him be.
without issue.
Okay. As much as Maha's awake, Maha is going to be like writing down what they try to remember, and remembers the myconids that they're kind of that Gutrot was talking about, and is trying to remember where he saw them. And it's like maybe here he writes like question marks kind of on their little map he's making.
As you begin your day, you see that it's a real quick little breakfast of whatever the hell Gut Rot's making. It doesn't smell good. It doesn't taste good. But it's food.
Yes.
He makes sure he gives you an extra helping of it, Hilda.
You make sure you're nice and fed before you go into the ghost.
Thanks.
The ghost.
Hilda like secretly disposes of it behind her back.
Maha will whisper
He
to
doesn't
Hilda,
notice.
"Where are we going? Won't have much food."
I got my jerky.
Lonnie does also have rations. By the way, I suppose I should say Lonnie spent her shift of keeping watch doodling in her journal, basically like all the odd things, mushrooms and the snail carriage and
I got you.
you know, just random stuff.
Hilda is very vigilant on her shift. Very
And
vigilant.
you feel that it may kind of cross over to the morning because you do continue, and as you do, you see the wall of fog that
Ooh.
begins to encompass the base of the Crimson Mountains. And as you begin to walk up to it, you see that Gut Rot stops. He gives you all a bag, just one big bag. Forgive me.
Rations, torches. My lady, she left. Let me roll a d4 real quick. Oh, she left 4 healing potions, minor healing potions in there for all you lot.
Yay.
Oh, don't die.
We
Gutrot.
will try our best not
Yeah.
to.
Is Gutrot sure we really do not want to go with us? Maybe
Oh,
we're-
fuck no, I don't want to go in there. No.
What? But Gutrot is so brave.
No.
What is Gutrot afraid of? Just little fog.
Mind flash.
He just whispers it to you.
Don't want to get my brain sucked out.
It is fair.
It's like, good luck to you, Joe. And he gives you a good whack on the back.
You got this. It's gonna be all right.
Then I suppose we shouldn't tell you that there were mind flayers in Ilazul last night.
I don't believe you anyway, so I'm just gonna go and keep on going and act like I'm ignorant to it anyway. Because ignorance
Night.
is bliss.
And you see that he gets back on the carriage. Oh, but really though, careful the fucking mind flares.
Yeah.
And he begins to make his way.
I imagine him like him just
Okay.
looking at you guys.
I'm not sure if you remembered
There he
in
goes.
SpongeBob when Plankton is just like
Oh.
maximum overdrive. And it's just like just pretty much what's happening right now. It's like doo, 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 doo.
Oh man.
But as
So,
you stay, yes.
I'd like to wake up I for this.
Good morning.
Why do I sound like a goblin?
I am not a goblin. Sorry. Too many
Oh.
voices in I's mind.
Oh?
Mm,
Who's talking to I?
the DM.
Just so you see.
Do not worry. Yes.
Does I have darkness capabilities to see in?
I has true sight. Remember?
Oh yes, Maha remembers. Can I please scout ahead?
Sure.
You see his eyes turn purple.
Mm-hmm.
perfectly clear.
Great.
Oh no.
Nothing to worry about.
Oh God.
There's only the fog. And he begins to walk.
Maha is going to let I take many steps before Maha starts following. And is like, okay.
I
Yes.
when we're no longer in sight of the snail with the goblin in it,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I take the potion to revert myself back to my human
Gotcha.
form.
And as you do you all begin to make your way into the ghost?
The ghosts.
Spooky.
Hilda? Elephas?
Sure, there's no time like the present.
And Lonnie taking up the rear, Maha in the front with I.
Mm-hmm.
You begin to make your way in. Yes.
Would like to
Eric watching. as well.
make my own perception checks because I don't know. I trust I, but he seems like he's having a little
I
bit of
will
trouble
allow
talking last
every
night.
single one of you to have a perception check if you like.
Great, yes.
I would like, but Hilda usually can't perceive, so.
I perceive the number 12.
I perceive 16.
That's not too bad.
Not too bad.
Are we in the fog? Is that where we are?
You are in the fog.
Oh, I is up here. Oh, that's
And
like,
as you begin to make your way in,
Is it a dark fog or a?
it is you really can't see much that's in front of you, but you realize that you are beginning to enter a cavern.
There appears to be a passage here to the right.
how far can we see each other before
You
we?
can literally you can go and you see just about 10 feet.
So I would like to, if it's okay, Maha will be pulling out little, like stopper flasks and putting rocks in them, and then little rope, and then goes up to Lonnie and hands it to you, and goes, so Maha can hear, and then gives one to Hilda and Elephas, Eric,
Sure.
and I get everyone.
And as you now begin your true descent into the Underdark, Elephas, roll a wisdom check for me.
Oh, joy.
Can I
That's a 12.
thinking this, I want to ask Umbra, is there any way that you can fucking magic me some dark vision?
I can try. Allow me just a moment as Umbra begins to try to unravel some reality. Elephas, as you're walking with Hilda, the ghost is a lot more difficult to transgress through than what you expected. And as you're holding her hand, it feels cold for a second.
Hilda, my dear, are you
and
okay?
As you turn to meet, you see what seems to be completely clear, just the white outline of a body and a face turned to you.
Is it Hilda's face?
No.
I punch her.
And it just goes right back into the fog. You see Hilda.
Okay. I understand why they call this the ghost.
Do we hear him freaking out?
Oh yeah.
I've just
I'm still holding his hand, right?
Yeah.
I've witnessed a specter, a spookums, if you will.
Oh, Maha forgot. Humans cannot see very well. Oh, question.
I saw clearly with my 2 human eyes an undead spectral figure.
Are you sure?
Oh, cool.
Am I
there
sure?
There are certain mushrooms down here that will cause you to lose.
I have not
form.
consumed a mushroom.
As you're saying that, Lonnie, I would like you to roll a D100.
Ooh, a D100, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Tell me what you get.
I got a 79. I always have to see if that's a 6 or 9. That's a 9.
You close your eyes as you're making fun. And you see armored fingers go across your eyelids for a moment. I was once the apprentice, the most powerful wizard in the universe. It won't last long, but you will be able to see in this dark. Temporarily. I'm not a wizard,
But you are fucking magic.
but I am fucking magic. I think I was something called an Eldritch Knight at one time.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I think. I can't remember. And as you close your eyes, you hear we are not alone.
Direction
Ain't
high, please.
everywhere. And on that, we will end tonight's session as you have made your way into the ghost.
Stop blasting!
Eldritch Blast! Eldritch Blast! And on that, we will cut to Rory, descending from a carriage with her brother. As they exchange looks with each other and they smile. A look of love, a little fear, but understanding that they've made a choice that they had. And Robert will hold Rory's hand strongly. I'm glad you're here. And we will fade far, far away. A place where the sand is black and the sun never truly set. Where the great pyramids that hold the mummified leaders of this nation float on great, massive ships across the rivers. And you see a warship, metal and wood, a behemoth of a creature, and the vision of a 15-foot silver umber hulk leaning at its mast.
Lord, click clack.
Click clack, click clack. And you hear it.
We'll be arriving to Ilasul within the week's time, my liege. Yes. Time for negotiations with the drow.
And he laughs as he holds his hand on his very large, protruding stomach. The masquerade slowly building up. And the realization there's more than just a drow coming to dinner. And on that, we say goodnight. And thank you everyone for being here with us, watching with us. Wash your hands. Keep yourself safe. And we will see you again next week. Same place, same time. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. started on time